I was born female and transitioned into who I am today. My name is Cody Harman. I'm 31 years old, and I have undergone gender reassignment surgery and hormone therapy and transitioned. I am a chef, bodybuilder, and personal trainer. I've been married, divorced, I've been a lesbian. I've transitioned into the opposite gender all before the age of 30. As a child, I definitely always felt like a boy. I grew up with boys.
I probably thought he was tomboyish. I was tomboyish when I was growing up, so I just thought it was the same thing I was going through.
Hated dresses. Never liked to wear dresses, even younger. Wanted to be in boys' clothes.
Most people don't understand what it's like to be transgender and like look in the mirror and not align with who you see. I met my ex-husband, that's weird to say, in 2007, and we got married in 2008, so it was pretty quick. So it wasn't like we dated for years and then we were like, all right, I guess we should get married. It's a little strange watching this back. I think it's weird to see, I mean, it's weird to see how much I've changed, but it's also weird to like see myself smiling, but like knowing that it's not real. I had given up like my truth in order to please other people. I was afraid of what people would think of me. Walking down the aisle, I think I saw his face and he was tearing up and I was just like, am I supposed to cry? I don't know, like, do people cry? I'm standing in front of this person who I'm supposed to be like madly, deeply in love with. I figured like, this is my life, this is how I please God.
Cody's relationship with his ex-husband was probably estranged.
Initially they were happy, but it seemed like within a very short time there was a real lack of communication in the marriage.
So after I was divorced, I came out probably about 6 months later, I think. I was terrified to tell people like I was gay.
When Cody first came out being gay, at that time, I sensed it already. It was like instinct, you know, so I wasn't surprised. But then, well, what about a transition? Now that was a surprise to me, because I wasn't ready for that.
Coming out as trans was definitely harder than coming out as gay because it involves a lot of change.
Unlike some parents that you see around the world, we just decided we're going to love him and accept it and support him and give him as much support as we possibly could.
So my surgery list so far is mastectomy, then it was hysterectomy, so that's just removing the female organs, and that's required for phalloplasty. So then I had stage 1 phalloplasty, which is creating a phallus out of donor skin, which came from me, obviously. Phalloplasty was important to me because I feel like it was just kind of that last piece of the puzzle, just to feel comfortable in my own self, in my relationships. It doesn't mean that everyone needs it, but it definitely completed me.
When I first met Cody, he was a very shy, very quiet, little lesbian. And today he's this like really hilarious, fit, awesome guy that really enjoys his life immensely. The first time I remember him being extremely happy, it was after his surgery. He was so stinking happy he had a penis.
My next surgery would be like stage 2 phalloplasty. Stage 1 phalloplasty, like they create your phallus and all that stuff, but you can't get erect without an implant, so that would be stage 2. It's important for me to become a bodybuilder because I think it just gave me a sense of, it was a challenge, it was something different than I've ever done before. It's like a way to take control of your body. The competition I was in, I actually got 2nd place, and it was the FTM bodybuilding competition in Atlanta, Georgia, and it was the first time I had ever competed.
He looks like a guy, acts like a guy, and I think most people that have met him really accept him. One of my neighbors saw him running by, because he was running for years, and she said, "Dang, Cody looks good. He's a handsome kid," because she knew about the transition. I said, "Yeah, he is."
I hear a lot of your DNA will always say you're female, you'll never be a man, your eyebrows are too feminine. People like to say I talk gay. They can talk about my DNA all day long. Whatever people say, it doesn't matter. Like, at the end of the day, you can't make everyone happy. If I had one message I was trying to spread, it would just be like, don't let fear run your life. I did that for way too many years, and if I regretted anything, that would be it. Would just be like putting my life on hold just because I was afraid of what people would think of me and that people wouldn't accept me. But it's like, self-acceptance is way more important, and your happiness is way more important, and people are gonna follow. Like, they're gonna see your truth, they're gonna see your happiness, and that's like the most important thing in life, and everything else should follow.